глянуть. Но я не вижу больших проблем для Брайла с точки зрения компании крипов. Хотя на прошлые героев. Я не знаю, что сказать. Вот вам как бы и мидер. Что пока по позициям? Давайте посмотрим. У Крейзи мы уже все говорили. HFN будет играть на Флорионе в легкой. В центре Void Spirit от Брайла. Тройка Хиз.
To the usual, Brow's gonna go full to the middle lane here, and we'll see the boys over on. So HFN's looking. Oh. You're not easy to kill as well. But it's the fact that Cuddle's like a mediocre laning support. Like you really kind of fallen off. That blinding light's pretty useless now. You don't have a hero to be able to in the lane to be able to utilize the chakra magic as well. You don't really have anyone in this game, I think, to utilize the chakra, which is interesting because I have seen a lot of teams draft at least the Cuddle around someone who's going to be able to kind of amplify a hero's ability, where you know the Ember, the Bristle, all these examples, but both of them did get banned out from Crazy here. So this is a best of 2 for anyone that's unaware. Just tuning in, Crazy do have a game 1 advantage. What was about a 40? Jeffen had a incredible loon over. I believe it went like 10-3, 46-minute victory. That's what it was. And so this is, yeah, the new lineup on Crazy. They just got rid of, just parted ways with Skeeter. You know, who knows how much time they've been able to play with HFM, but he's looking pretty good, man. They got a kind of mixed nationality. You know, Kezu coming over from Europe. You know, South America for HFN. You know, this is a mixed lineup here. And Crazy looking strong, and Beast Coast just there, you know, the usual boys himself, trying to get a foothold here at the moment. We did bring up at the start of this draft that Crazy are currently 4-0 series count against Beast Coast so far in 2020. You know, of course, we're already 7 months in. So it's crazy. We're already 7 months in, honestly. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 is underway as we take a look at how this is all setting up at the moment. Brow is going to be playing the Void Spirit, heading towards the middle lane. HFN will be on the Nature's Prophet. We've got Kezu playing on the Underlord. AUI once again on the Clockwork, and Moon once again on the Mirana as well. Both these heroes had a really good performance. It's kind of the combo, the Clock and the Mirana, very easy to set up for the arrow. Level 2s on both these heroes important. I'd say more the Clockwork, because then you get Battery Cell and Cogs, whereas the Mirana usually starts with arrow. On Beast Coast, though, we see Spectre getting played by K1 or Hector. Sting is going to be on the Cuddle. Chris Luck will play the mid lane Slark, and we got down bot Schofield on the roaming Earth Spirit, and then Whisper on the Phoenix as well. I imagine Whisper's gonna have a pretty good time down bot. They might even just solo HFN here, which I feel like will enable the Phoenix, because with the Fire Spirits you can deal with the treants pretty easy, so you gotta be careful how much you feed these over, because you don't do that. Look how they strut. Yeah, keep walking. Why doesn't their right arm move? It just kind of stands still. Can't really spam out. Did he? I'm like, hang on, I swear I just heard the Nature's Prophet TP. Did anyone hear that? Anyway, I'm tripping out. AUI should be able to take this one. Schofield's going to try and find the bounty up on the Radiant Tiger Gun. He's going to be able to do so successfully. So once again, we're not seeing any first bloods come. Oh, I see that. Moon could be in trouble. No. Schofield does have roll in 3 seconds. Does he want to go for this? Moon under the tier 2 tower should be fine. Stinger though, there might be a first blood. AUI battery sold again, also delaying, but now they're going to wrap around. AUI tries to bait himself. We'll be able to get on top of Stinger shortly, but right next to the tier 1 tower, wouldn't really be able to find the kill there. AUI still might fall. Half HP at the moment roll. Not going to come through thanks to the battery sold. Aaron might even protect him as well. He's going to try and wrap around. So a lot getting forced out. I mean, this is going to be nice for K1 and Kezu. Feels like Kezu's going to have a pretty good time. Can he get him? Who's got the move? Oh, he's got boots. So I was going to say, who's got the movement speed? But I saw the boots and I'm like, Schofield should be able to get there fast enough. So we'll have a solo lane down bot. I really think tri lanes might be a thing at the moment. No, please don't lose the courier. No. Okay, good. They changed how much gold that they give it. I know it's flying now 4. Courier bounty reduced from 25 flat. Okay. Oh. Schofield, that's just a drive-by. He really didn't mean tip Brile. He's just like, guy, I'm a drive-by. I'm gonna go towards the bottom side, and looks like they're gonna get the normal lane set up back underway here, as we will have a duel down bot, as the duel is going to be top as well. 16 eyes already from Furion. So I mean, this is the issue though. Phoenix last sitting, you know, your attack animation not as strong as what the Furion's is. He's also got the bonus damage coming out from the treants too, so it's going to make it a little awkward. They're also going to be able to get the creepy equilibrium back in their favor, but looks like both safe lanes having a pretty good time. Really want to try and put attention on top of the mid, because you know this is a Slark in melee matchups. You know, you're always like, oh, Slark melee, you know, against these matchups should be able to have a good time. But you know, I think Brile with that massive amount of spam and resonant pulse, I feel like the only way Brile might be able to find a kill at like level 5, but then once Chris Lock hits level 6, he's going to have that passive, you know, regen coming through, so shouldn't really die unless Brile kind of maybe gets, you know, a nice rune, or is able to burst him down with the astral set, maybe even a rotation as well. So we'll see how the leveling department goes, maybe even a couple of rotations from the Earth Spirit or even the Mirana as well, chucking out a straight arrow. As we do see Moon starting to make the wrap around. This is the nice thing about Kezu being on top of the on the Underlord, that he doesn't need too much help here. He's a very kind of self-sustainable. Early, you need a couple of levels, but then once you get the atrophy aura maxed out a little bit more, it's, you know, they don't do a whole lot of damage to you, and that Firestorm you kind of just clear the wave fast enough. But very similar ward. That's actually identical to what Crazy did last game. I mean, it's a nice ward as well, because it's so easy to double pull this camp. So a lot of time you're going to scout out if any pulls are coming out. You know, if the mid lane is falling back and last hitting the jungle. Usually, you know, this is actually nice, because Slark is a hero that farms the small camp pretty well. Can't really do medium camps. So now the fact that, you know, with the change to the position in the camps, I feel like this does kind of enable the Slark. You know, we'll see him farming the small more than up towards where the Radiant Rune is at the moment. But both teams well aware of kind of the positioning. Like, Dire have their own ward on the high ground, kind of protecting the movement from the Mirana. Radiant, same. It's not as obvious, this position from Radiant. You know, usually the one on high ground is very, very easy to de-ward, but this one not the case. We'll see. Looks like Schofield starting to make the wrap to the mid lane here, but 16 denies on HFN, man. What's the level on Phoenix? Level 3 at the moment. He was solo for a bit, so. One thing I do want to bring up while we wait, no kills occurring at the moment, is the fact that once again, Crazy, you know, having the Clockwork as the position 5, you know, putting the Clockwork down in the safe lane is a real whisper. Down. Furion's going to try and TP in the back as well. They should have the damage here. Whisper's in trouble. Gets out the Fire Spirit, but the Battery Sword's making it very difficult. He gets underneath the tower, and that's enough. Now they're going to turn HFM with a kick into the roll. Schofield secures first blood. Beautifully done. That Fire Spirit just a level 2. And massive amount of tips coming out. You hate to see it. 4 tips for HFN. Nice attempt there, but I mean, at least he has a teleport scroll to be able to come back to the lane. That's right by the bounty rune as well, so Dire should be able to get both down bot, and K1's also pushed out the lane. Looks like Moon's going to be able to refill the bottle up for Brile here. But this is going to be 3 bounties for Radiant. Is Moon going to go... I guess Brile doesn't really need a refill. So I was going to say maybe he'll pick up the bottle. Holy moly. Yeah, like I was saying about the Clockwork though, being in the safe lane, you have a far superior range to be able to utilize the Battery Assault. You take a look from kind of the distance from your, at least where the creep wave's going to be a majority of the time. Stinger. Getting chased down, Moon's going to try and leap forward, but won't be able to secure the last little bit of damage required to kill off the Keeper. But yeah, it's the difference that, you know, your safe lane, you've got a lot more of a longer to be able to utilize with that Battery Assault. It's really awkward where if you're in the off lane, the support of the carry is usually able to get back towards the tower at like just the enough amount of health so he doesn't die. And take a look, because usually the lane's going to be about here, so it's from... Oh, I can draw, that's right, there we go. So it's about that distance, whereas, I mean, you can't really identify, but yeah, you can already tell how much longer that is. They're going to force a rotation here. Brile's actually going to head towards the top side. He's got the level 6. They're really going to try and force K1 to jungle because he doesn't do it fast. He doesn't have the level 6 as well to get out of the lane. Brile without the Aether Remnant, but the arrow is going to try and get set up thanks to the pip, and with the TP rotation from Scopefield. K1 taking an immense amount of damage. Even HFN's going to try and join them as well with the Wrath of Nature. There's a little bit of damage here. Scopefield, he does have the role still available, but this is exactly how I imagine Crazy we're going to play this game. That nice level 6 movement as soon as HFN picks it up, and Brile as well. They head towards the top side, so it looks like Brile doesn't want to go toe-to-toe against the Slark, who's still going to have a pretty good time mid. Arrow will be connected this time thanks to the Pit of Malice. Really nicely done from Crazy. They're hunting down Scofield too. Brile still doesn't have the Aether Remnant, but the roll's on cooldown, so Crazy will find a third, and this is very similar to what happened in game 1. Now I will highlight that T1 towers have been reduced at least gold wise. It's now, I believe it's 120 instead of the flat 180. Yeah, so towers get scaled now 20 gold depending on what tier they are, starting on 120 and then finishing on 180 for tier 4s. So it definitely, towers aren't going to give you as much gold, so there's not really too big of an incentive to be able to find these. I think it's more the kills that is important, but this game it's really, I can't stress enough, really important that Crazy just hunt down towers and get map control, because Spectre is a hero that comes online a little bit slower. If you find map control, you can really put Beast Coast in a corner of the map, and Slark's a hero that kind of wants a little bit of, you know, a little bit of items as well. See, Chris Lark is going to go for the phase, so not a whole lot of slows coming through from Crazy. I'm kind of surprised he's not going treads. So sometimes when you're worried about slows and just kind of being able to stay on top of them, there's not a lot of burst though, so it's interesting. They do have the constant vision though, which is one thing to point out, so you're not really going to be able to utilize... Actually, I take that back. It's the fact that Radiant are going to constantly be on top of the Slark. You know, you've got the Void Spirit, the Mirana, Furion on the backline, the Clockwork as well. Like, they've just got so much vision from Crazy and so much the kind of mobility that Chrislock's not really going to have the movement speed coming through from his ultimate. So that Shudder Dance is... so the phase food's going to be pretty important. I do want to pay attention to it just to see, like, how the movement speed is playing, but Brile's actually maxed out to simulate. Okay. I've seen his build occasionally. It seems nice because with the maxed out, you're able to one-hit the range creep. And I've seen it a couple times against like the Queen of Pains, for an example, where you need to, you know, constantly spam the dissimulate to like get rid of the dagger or dodge it, for an example. But mid, Brile, roll forward. We'll be able to dodge it there. Radiant probably going to make a movement mid once the 10-minute mark hits. They're probably, I imagine, waiting for the catapult wave. You know, in the meanwhile, Kezu's going, he's level 8 at the moment. They are grouping up mid at the moment. Looks like they're already having a couple of rotations inside the vicinity. Dire pretty experienced for Lion. I mean, Whisper's going to go straight for the Spirit Vessel into the Veil, which we did see Veil changed. If I remember correctly, the stats got nerfed. I think it was 9 down to 4, if I remember correctly. The I can't actually remember now. I think the cooldown got reduced a little bit as well. I'm trying to scroll and find it. And there's one more thing. There we go. What is it? Spell amp got reduced from 20 to 18. Cooldown from 20 to 25. So the cooldown actually got increased. But the recipe cost is down from 1,150 to 650. I should have done this instead, because I keep forgetting. There we go. So you guys can see it on the screen. Nice little bit of a change there to Veil. So do you have a decent amount of magic damage that coming through Beast Coast? It's a lot of magic. I'm intrigued to see if Kezu completes the pipe. You know, because now Hood's pretty expensive, that recipe. They're gonna still try and make something occur. Total cost remains the same. Okay, never mind. Because I think didn't Ring of Region get reduced a little bit? Gold, nice roll, move. Clipped off, they got the silence as well. Can he get the bounce fast enough? But the blinding light push back from Stinger will allow Crystallock to find his first perma agi. In the meanwhile, though, kind of the timing that I imagine Crazy we're going to try and make something happen with the catapult wave. They're trying to put a little bit of pressure mid. Crystallock's got to be careful here. Like, this is a spot where Radiant, you don't have the Mirana, now with the roll forward, Void Spirit's in trouble. They're going to be able to bring him down. Perfectly done from Schofield. HFN just didn't want to join them. Kind of comes in at the last second. He does have the Maelstrom, so the Furian's going to be farming it at a drastic rate. Oof, missed that big creep. CS all. As they don't die, they get 2 kills there. They might try and... I still think you want to play really aggressive. Crystallock going for the Echo, which is going to be back into the Silver's Edge eventually. Wonder what that second item is going to be for the Slark, because I think he really has to be the one making the plays this game. Where you've got a Spectre who has been getting some decent amount of space, man. Like K1's got 2,700 gold. You know, he's getting a lot of farm, which is not what I had expected. He's second in the last hits, you know, toe to toe with the Fury on Mirana. There's a couple more leap charges. Do they want to still chase forward? Radiant are coming in the vicinity. It's AUI connects on the hook shot on the backline. Whisper's got the egg, but now with the arrow. Clips on top of the cuddle. They're still going to commit to this full fight with the Horde forward. K1 on top of the backline, but now Spectre's got to be careful. The egg pops to close up on top of the clockwork here. Now Crystallock's even going to wrap around as well. They catch out HFN, who will end up falling. Brawl just doesn't really want to commit too heavily on top of the backline here, and now Crystallock is going ham. Tries to clean off Kezu. Won't be able to do so though. So +3 perma agi now for the Slark. A nice fight for Dire, but I think this is like Radiant. If you lose 2, yes, you lose your carry, which is a little unfortunate. HFN showing up there and not getting much done. That's his second death. You know, last game he was 5-0. But unfortunately this game is starting off 0-2. And I think Radiant would just go straight to mid and take the tower. Or, in fact, they just arrow Crystallock and try and kill him. The only issue is they don't have a guaranteed lockdown. So Crystallock should be fine. He's level 12 at the moment. Highest level in the game. Gotcha. So going to catch him out here, Pounce. Doesn't actually jump away. Has to utilize the ultimate now, but AUI is still able to follow up with the hook shots off the mark. Nice dodge there, but they are able to secure the T1. So exactly what Radiant need to do. I wonder if they try and take bot. It is pushed out. You know, this tower is not as important as any others, but you know, getting a tier 1 might still want to. The only reason I say that is the fact that, you know, whenever Dire have these ultimates on cooldown, you really need to make plays happen across the map. You can't sit back and allow the Spectre to farm, because he already has the goddamn Sacred Rally. I don't know how, but K1's really farm, and this is worrisome. This is actually really worrisome, because I think Crazy did an incredible job at getting the Spectre out of the lane and taking that tower early, but I haven't paid too much attention to how Kodo's been positioning, whether he's just constantly spamming out the Chakra on Spectre so he can spam out the dagger. But he's farmed, man. Like, he's doing a good job. You know, of course, Dispersion's maxed out, so you do farm relatively well, but he's at a lot faster than what I'm expecting. Takes a double stack here. It's honestly looking good for Beast Coast. You know, they only lose 1 tower. Now their ultimates are back up. They can take a fight if they want to. They might try and hold out because how close Hector is towards the Radiance, which is the only issue. do have a 1,000 net worth lead at the moment here from Crazy, about to be 15 minutes in. Even Spirit's got a Midas, so they're gonna go late game. Did Fury didn't go the Midas though? I don't know why. I know I saw his Maelstrom, but I'm like double checking. A Midas, huh? We did see Midas get buffed a little bit. The amplification and the experience, 185% to the 210%. With the bounty, arrow, Scof. Oh my lord, that Maelstrom! Alright, well, Schofield just got whomped on. Absolutely whomped on. Are they gonna get all bounties? No, looks like Dai still got one on higher gun. So Chris gonna go for a Skadi. Okay. Pretty good, because I do think, like, you know, Kezu's gonna go the utility. Already the Underlord's incredibly tanky, so that healing, reduction, HP regen, etc. And it's so good on the Slark as well. Just kind of tanks him up, gives him the stats, allows you to, you know, stay on top of the enemy team. Bro. Doesn't touch the roll. Miss on the silence. Now he's gonna be fine. So magnetize on cooldown. That's a bit ambitious. With only the kick and the roll there. But maybe forcing movements down bot. Radiant gonna dip out though, as they see Chrislock cutting out the wave. This is a Haunt with Radiance now available, so this is the timing that Beast Coast want to try and reveal. They're well aware that the Radiance is up if they check K1's items towards the top side. But my issue is that I thought Crazy was going to play a little bit more active. I mean, they're still on, you know, top of the net worth. Like, Furian's getting a lot of farm. I still wonder how these fights are going to go, like with Kezu being able to rift out. I wonder if he honestly goes for Dark Rift level 2, because I think that extra, like, 1 second teleport delay is going to be pretty big. Usually, you know, sometimes you're not really maxing out the Dark Rift before your other abilities, but they're going to force a fight. Kezu's going to bait them. And there's that rift out. Just going to try and delay this as much as possible. Be careful if they do get Blinding Light away. No, he's fine. They're out of there, so the other lane's going to get shoved in. Did he haunt? I didn't even hear the horn. Okay, K1 had to dip out. Looks like they were putting pressure on top here, so that is all now on cooldown. Dire do still have Egg. You know, they still have Will-O-Wisp. They're going to smoke up and try and link towards a tower to be able to protect it here. Even Radiant gonna make their own play down to bot, so we're gonna have a head on Clash. Chris Lock's gonna be in trouble here. Still has a couple of the ultimate to be able to utilize. Brawl's protected with the invis, but now it's gonna get shown with your Scepter. It's a nice Will-O-Wisp inside this choke point. Brawl's able to get out of range, nice to simulate the number in. Trying to deal with the Ignis, will be able to do so successfully. HF on the top of the backline, has to move with the teleport to clean off the cuddle, but now he's in a bad spot as he will end up falling. Chris Lock not dead just yet as Brawl lost his astral step, makes it up on the higher gun. Stark will fall, and now the Egg without the Will-O-Wisp feels completely useless. Brawl should be safe. The arrow's on the mark, but I don't think Crazy want to go back another roll. Schofield, Brawl still has to simulate, makes up on the higher gun, but no, the code's not full. I don't think it would have mattered, but now the Magnetize is all AUI. He's going to end up falling here. Schofield's got the follow-up move. He's going to try and protect him. Starstorm is maxed out. Schofield will find another. Kezu can get him ranged here. Does not go for the arrow there. Might connect on top of Whisper. Even Schofield. Oh, okay. Alright, so very awkward fight. Where Dai don't really use their ultimates together. They do get a net worth swing out of it. And it's about 900 gold coming out from them. But awkward in the regard where that Egg and Will-O-Wisp don't get used together. You see how Crazy kind of draft the Mirana though. Like, this hero is just going to kind of sacrifice her life, just jump in, try and deal with the Egg or the Ignis. Drums. That's an item that I think is going to be picked up a lot. Drums just seem super strong now. Build up's nice. Like, everyone likes building windlays. The attributes, the mana regen, the movement speed. I don't know. That item looks pretty nice, honestly. I want to see how it does end up faring. I don't know if Moon picked it up last game. I'll double check this. I don't have the Dota buff up from last game, but so Kezu actually he went force into the pipe. How's my boy Hector going though? Yasha completed. So again, it feels like that was also a fight where Beast Coast did not have the Haunt available. But at the moment, I think Radiant gonna try and hang out until they get the BKB. Because HFM, we see what he's gonna do, like TP on the back line, but without a BKB, like there's just way too much magic damage for him to tank through. You know, he's going for this armor. Yes, it's nice versus kind of this, you know, Spectre, physical damage, you know, Slark as well. But both these heroes got a decent amount of magical, and even the supports too. So you got to be careful. I imagine Crazy gonna wait for the BKB on Furion. The Beast Coast, they don't give a damn. They're going to try and end up fighting here as Pounce just in time. And catch up the Mirana, they got the detection. They even commit the Ignis here to clean up Moon, who, I mean, has the drum's movement speed, and I mean, a couple more leap charges to be able to utilize as well. I believe Moon still does end up dying, but there's a lot of time now wasted because down bot they clean up Whisper. Beautifully done. That's so worth it. They use Ignis. I don't believe Radiant, you know, like just hook shot. That's it. We'll find a tier 1 tower bottom out of this. There's still bounties top though. Does HFN have TP? He does if he wants to join, but he's kind of a little worried about probably going blindly up towards that top side. So that's the first death there for Whisper, who was having a pretty good game. Like, this is a much better performance from Whisper. I feel like the Phoenix is enabled a little bit more than the Wyvern. I think Wyvern in lane is rough as a core. I think the hero can definitely be played as a core, but like if you fall behind bad. Let's go through. Roll still stuns up Prio. Kez is going to protect him with the Force instantly, but now he doesn't have it for himself. And Levant forward. Looks like Hector's going to try and join them to Dark Rift a little bit too. I mean, it doesn't matter. They just burst it down, honestly. Now with the backline, Brao's in trouble. Let's go forward, just out of range for the roll. Oh, the choreo. Scofield's even going first item Ag, so we saw the well, second item, I guess. We saw the Ag's last game on the Earth Shaker, and now the Earth Spirit's gonna go back for the bad boy. I hope we see Earth Spirit come back. Like, this is a hero that just makes so many plays, and there's so many position forwards that are just absolutely in another level on this Earth Spirit. Like, somehow just ungodly. No, they are godly. They're not human on this. FY, crit, yaps, or I mean, you can go through any position 4, man. They just absolutely demolished on that Chrysler. Nice pounce. Gonna get connected by the arrow, but he's got the Dark Pack perfectly now. HFN has the BKB. He's got a TP. Protects himself from the Sprout, but now Schofield actually finds out the Mirana here. So that's some leap charges. Roll's gonna connect once again. Moon's in trouble. He even pops the drum back and forth. Has the ultimate. Where's the detection coming through? It looks like they have a sentry down towards the southeastern side there. So that's a BKB pop now from HFN, and also Mirana. That's another drum charge too, to try and protect yourself. Feels like Crazy ain't getting too brazy. They're playing this one a little bit more slow than what I was expecting. Really not utilizing the mass kind of ulti timing that Beast Coast have. And Chryslok's being a big nuisance on this slot at the moment. You know, putting a lot of pressure on top of the map. Might be able to catch out another. I mean, AUI, once again, Schofield, the right place at the right time here. The roll forward clips out. Okay, just going to try and protect the AUI with the 4 stopping up Brau. So on top of the back line, trying to do his stinger. Nice aid for Remnant. He does commit the Ignis here, Brau. Can't secure the kill, and now looks like the Void Spirit's going to have to disengage because the Astral Step is on cooldown. Brau will fall for his 3rd time this game. Ooh, yeah. Alright, he does end up falling up at the back line, Schofield. Stone's about to come back up, dude. Beast Coast, they're feeling good, man. They're looking good. I can just tell. 2,000, 3,000 network leap now. Like, even the fact that this Earth Spirit's just sitting right next to the T3 tower. He's like, boys, we are feeling real good this game. My Spectre's free farming. He's got Mantle, almost Scardy. You know, we've kind of missed this timing where the enemy team would have really been able to pressure us out with the high cooldowns we have. I think you can still do this as the game goes on, but now I feel like Dire have a much easier way to execute. Like, really good team fight lineup. I think Spectre's going to be the harder carry this game. Hook shot, Slark might have bitten off a little bit more than Inconsurance. He's got the ultimate to be able to utilize, but nice Sprout blocks in Chris Slark, has to use the pounce to get down inside the river. Now with the backline, Kezu, Horn, actually, Spectre's going to try and join him here. Kezu might get caught out, but he's still protected. He's got 4 stuff. HFN though, he's in trouble here. No more follow-up. Another haunt that is kind of whiffed. Hector hasn't had the greatest haunts, but Chris Luck ain't gonna die, and I feel like You know, honestly, Radiant haven't shown to me that they're going to be able to pressure out if it's a wasted haunt, so I'm not too worried about it. I think he just goes back and farms. And you know, one thing I will say is HFN is very fun. You know, about to be 15,000 net worth. You know, crazy aren't down too far. You know, it's only 2,000. You know, experience is drastic at the moment. Win probability is a little bit in Dai's favor, but you know, let's see if HFN's going to be able to get to the stage where they can kind of take over. You know, we still haven't had any attempt on the ages. I think it's going to be pretty difficult for anyone to be able to really clean this up. But they, I mean, you know, like Earth Spirit's catching up. Remember, you know, he's got this Midas, so the Ags is almost completed. He's got a lot of last hits here. I mean, Mirana is actually double at the moment, so Mirana's doing really well. But that's a hero that always is able to last hit. And I like the build. Slark. Arrow does connect, and now they're in trouble. K1's going to try and protect him. Slark's not going to end up falling here. Now they can turn if they want to. Brady, heavy commit. Chris Slark, oh my lord, that Resonant Pulse almost brings him down. But now with the ultimate, it's going to get healed up drastically. The Sun Rays well, HFN protect himself with the BKB. Chris Slark doesn't make it up on the high ground. But Radiant just lacking the control. A couple abilities does come through, but on the backline, apologies. Scope's going to clean up the Void Spirit, stuck out in the cogs for Dire. They can take the fight if they want to. They're going to end up moving forward. K1's doing an immense amount of damage. The Egg's going to get popped on the high ground as well. Moon's going to try and deal with this, but oh no, because the mist is coming out. The Blinding Light just destroys him. Kazu and AUI gets out of there, but god damn, those slows. I'm like, hang on a second, how's he missing up on the high ground? But the Radiance, the Blinding Light, oof, makes it so difficult. 2,000 net worth swing for them. Beast Ghost going to try and take some T2 towers now. Mid and bot are shoved in. This is rough. This is really, really rough. I mean, there's a basher on Chris Lock as well. I will also add, I love Slark carrying sentries. Big thing. It feels like Dire this game. Like, you take a look at the vision. That's one thing I haven't actually brought up enough this game. You know, last game I was harping on the fact that Radiant had this Beastmaster with the constant vision advantage. And this game, it feels like Radiant just don't have that at the moment here. You know, that's the map that they see, just the outpost, but they've lost to tier 2. So once again, if anyone hasn't read these patch notes, tier 2 towers, once you clean the tier 2 towers, you are able to occupy enemies' outposts. So I imagine Beast Coast going to try and make a movement down bot, and Radiant, they've got their own tier 2 as well, so they can also find the top outpost if need be. So we might see a little bit more fights occurring around this, but yeah, at the moment, this game is very much in Beast Coast's favor. They kind of got the team fight to be able to execute, and Spectre and Slark drawn out can be drastic. AUI, well, they're finding Chris Slark. Might pop the centering his imagery, but I think it's going to be too late regardless. And now Schofield, he's in trouble here. Bro's going to catch him out. HFN's going to TP forward as well. Here comes the Horn Die. They're going to try and commit to the fight. HFN pops the BKB, but he's in trouble. Pit drags back to them. Force up to be able to protect him here. Looks like he doesn't go anywhere. And now Fury will drop. Whisper's going to try and chase for more as well. Can they rosh? It's going to be slow. Looks like they're not even going to worry about it. In fact, let's try and find a couple more kills, Chris Lock says instead. He'll catch out Kezu. He's going to go for the ultimate, the Dark Rift Uber. Is it fast enough? No, one star for him. And with the Ignis drop on top of the egg, Raiden's going to try and burst it down. I don't think, oh, they killed the egg, but it's not going to matter. What's the consequence? So if they lose 4, Brawl's going to be the last target as well. Actual steps are all on cooldown, so make it a full 5-man wipe as Beast Coast playing an incredible game 2. 9,000 net worth lead. This game is blown out now. Massive swing for them, and these fights are just, they're just going so far in Beast Coast's favor. It's incredible to watch. You see Radiant have to fully commit to try and deal with that. And who's in the mid? Chris Lock's like, frick it boys, I got 17 Agi. I mean, he's got 12 perma as well, man. God damn. God damn. They don't have a greatest lineup to take Roche, I will add that, so I wonder if like a Solar Crest gets picked up for the Earth Spirit. But I think we're really going to start to see like the Vlad's third item. That's what the Earth Spirit's going for now. Midas Ags into the Vlads. We saw that on the The Beastmaster, yeah, Beastmaster went Helm Dom, Necro 3s, and then the Vlad. So I think this is an item where it's just really, you push it back a little bit. Because later on it's going to have more impact when your team has high damage. And that's a Sheba's now as well. So Ori, you're struggling to kill the Phoenix Egg. Get even harder. And that's also, you know, the change as well. The 25% heal reduction in the area. Well, that arrow was a bit off the mark. So they do rush slow, but it feels like, you know, they don't even have their ultimates up as well. So honestly, Beast Coast just feels so fast. I love the Rivalry. I think they make it look so clean. Like, look at that. Look at that. Oof.
What have we here?
Hey, Phoenix did a little bit of a dance for us too. No, wait, let me go on cover now. I don't know. I think the vials look make the Rivalry look pretty dope. There's some cool ones, man. I wish they did it more. Instead of wasting just 3 at the same time. Beast Coast, they're going to smoke up and link down towards the bottom side. This is the next objective for them to claim, as they have a tier 2 tower still available. Radiant have very good vision in the area. Roll forward, Kezu's going to try and park ripped out, but it leaves AUI in a bit of a tricky spot. Kezu's going to try and catch. Now it is up, but unfortunately AUI will drop. And that's the reveal of the Abyssal Blade as well from Chris Luck. I mean, how do you kill the Slark a second time? How do you kill the Spectre? Like, they're about to have double Abyssal Blade. He does TP top, though. I mean, they still take this tower, and I don't think Radiant going to really be able to do anything to deal with it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
And then a 15,000 net worth lead. This is pretty much how crazy we're feeling in game 1. Like, it's very, very similar. Big experience lead. And probability at 97%. Not about, it is very, very big advantage right now for Beast Coast. And they're in, you know, a commanding position to be able to tie up the series, tie up this best of 2. Crimson, huh? Interesting. I think Sting is this coming out? Yeah, he's got Crimson completed. Spectre, is that Abyssal completed? No, he still needs the VIP booster and the ring of health. So yeah, even with the Aegis, let's see what Radiant. Yeah, they're not really going to probably do too much across the map. Kind of get suffocated inside the base now. And Beast Coast just going to try and get as much farm as they can. You know, this, I don't think they're really worried. Like, this is going to be a very good late game lineup, but I don't think they can really deal with the Spectre. Yeah, HFN, can he have the damage to be able to take over? Because it feels like, you know, Clockwork's not having as strong of a game. You know, neither is the Marana as well. And this is also to mention, like, Dire don't even have BKBs. Which is not really like a lineup where they need BKBs to stop the Void Spirit damage, but, you know, there is always that potential late game if it does get to a stage where you're worried about the Void Spirit's damage output. Or the single target control if, you know, the Furion opts for that. But they got full map control. Like, Radiant, they got a couple wards out on the map at the moment, but I'm sure they'll get taken away pretty soon. Is there a gem on Cryo? A little bit shy on the 8th of Remnant. We'll actually clip the Earth Spirit instead, but not top. Kristoff. He's found the Fury, and he's going to be able to cancel the TP with the pounce as well. Now with the TP forward, but they got the Abyssal Blade to the BKB. He's not going to be able to protect him. He's outside the Sprout though, so HFN's going to be fine. There is a couple of big items wasted here in K1. Oh, the Shins backfire. It's a nice Ignis. Where's the fault as well? Sting is not going to end up falling. Chris Luck's going to be able to join them as well. Moon just can't do anything. The moment die. Their team fight so far superior. You can't kill off the Spectre. Who can you kill? Egg right on your high ground inside your base. Hello, hello, Beast Coast. They come to knock you down. They'll lose a couple. They'll try and buy back on the Clockwork to reinitiate, but HFN is in trouble. He doesn't have the BKB. He can rejoin the fight with the buyback, but the dudes are John Kezu and Game have to tap out. Crazy.
Triple kill.
Beast Coast will tie up the series 1-1. A beautiful way to start off the tournament with a great Division 1 here as Beast Coast and Crazy go head to head. But this is just a much different Beast Coast this game. You honestly, I think Radiant did a really good job at the start where you take that tier 1
seconds remaining.
able to purge off, say, the magic missile,
5
and then that arrow
seconds
won't connect. Or
remaining.
again, if you can get rid of the arrow, it's strong. And flexibility, you can put legions mainly off lane, but that nice little burst in the odds is very annoying for the Terrorblade to deal with, and especially with like a level 6 rotation for the Void Spirit, you can definitely kill off. We won't put into account that the amplification with the times and the levels as well is increased. But this PL looks good, man. I mean, Zoom is a but I think this is the best last pick that Zoomers go for here. Some way to deal with PL, because they don't have that at the moment. And it's also a really good matchup versus the Terrorblade. So the issue is, though, what do you do? So what's the last pick on Infamous? Because they got Void mid, PL 1 with the Legion 3, either Clockwork 5 or 4. They don't have like a guaranteed stun, which is annoying. So Terrorblade should always be able to get the Sunder off. Someone with like a stun could be pretty nice here.
Dire team ban.
They ban the Ember. Okay, that's actually one of the other heroes that deal well. The Ember's also really good versus the Void Spirit. Really, really good versus the Void Spirit. I think you're fine with having a Lesh Void Spirit matchup because you can never really kill Void. He's got the Dissimulate, which is like it's an instant casting ability.
10 seconds
So you should
remaining.
always be able to dodge the Split Earth. The Ember's a matchup which Void Spirit doesn't do as well in because the magic damage And it's a swashbuckle is annoying, and you know Pango's actually pretty decent against illusions, so potentially, you know, even if Excel has a good game and is able to pick up the Crimson, I think it's a really good Crimson game. But Zoom is gonna just, I think they might just play the I mean, Venge is really gonna have a bad lane. But it does Tusk. I guess Tusk will protect you with Snowball. That's what I brought up. Whose draft do I like? I like the PL in regards to they don't really have a way to deal with him. And I think the Pango against Soulbind, Pango gonna has to play this game pretty well where you're far away from a team so you don't get Soulbinded up through Rolling Thunder because it's awkward. But they have multiple ways actually to protect through Jewel. You got Snowball, you got Swap. I like the Zoomer's lineup. I think you can try lane and secure your Terrorblade. At least get First Blood. That's just what I hope they do. Get First Blood and then put the Tusk with the Venge. If you want to sack monkeys, you can definitely do that. Venge sack though feels kind of awkward. Monkeys actually play. I think he did play that Venge as a position. Yeah, he did. He actually did play the Venge as position 3 when 4 Zoomers versed the Quincy crew stack. So all I had to do is look up. All I did was look at the draft and not actually who played what hero. How did he go on that? He went 4-4. Went Shreds, Pipe, Vlad's. Okay.
Not bad at all.
Vlad's gonna be pretty good this game. I wonder if how early he'll go the Vlad's though, because we saw in both game 1 and game 2 that the Vlads were like 3rd item, whether it was on the Beastmaster or the Earth Spirit. So I'm gonna pay attention to see when Monkeys actually does opt to go for the Vlads here. But it's gonna be our 2nd series of the day. It's our last series of the day as well, unfortunately here. So he's opening up, and we'll see how it's gonna end up faring. I do really want to see at least the tri lane at the start from Zoomies. And put the toss down bot. But position 5 Moran is good. Whatever they do, I think you really need to try and First Blood with the Tusk, especially with the recent increase. Especially with the recent increase in the golden experience that you get for these kills. We are friends now. Love me some good old chat. Okay, friends. Dude, Gunner's got some sass. Oops. You already know Gunner's about to just absolutely style on this movie. He's not feeling himself. He's coming in and he's man, she's kind of being a little bit harsh. That'd be, imagine if KXY. I mean, I've heard a bunch about this player. I haven't seen him too much, but he's been making a lot of noise over in the South America region. So very excited to see. And he's on a. Who doesn't love watching good old Void Spirit? This hero can make so many plays across the map. Can be that high aggressive hero. Very high skill. You take a look. I mean, I love this from Infamous. So just gonna make sure that there's no chance of getting a First Blood with the Tusk. They do still have threat though. One thing I will add, that a Tusk and Avenge lane is going to be really difficult for them to deal with. Like Grimstroke's going to probably, if Grimstroke gets caught out, then no chance you survive. So I like this. They're going to put Excel down bot. Terrorblade's going to be under threat from the Stroke of Fate burst. You know, Legion as well with the overwhelming odds, movement speed, and the Ink Spell should be able to find the stun. What's Excel doing? There's no way really? He wanted that Iron Branch, alright. So I think the Phantom Lance is gonna have a really good game. They don't really deal with this hero too well. This last pick, I'm intrigued to see on how Gunner actually wants to itemize this game if he goes for the Maelstrom potentially. Then, you know, NA, you know, all their pubs are just an absolute fest of good old Lukey spamming up the Pango. So a lot of these mid lane, you know, NA players are going to be pretty aware of how to play the Pango. And Gunner's super strong on this hero regardless, but so if I'm watching, people lost it now with the change to the towers. It's so awkward, but I mean, you just take a look at the damage, man. It's just so much. Now I use, but tag team is going to be up in 14 seconds. Then their level 2 is going to come out from this. I want to see Ocean and Monkeys get pretty aggressive as soon as they get the level 2, because that's just extra double lockdown. But Phantom Lancer, you should have the doppelganger back up by then, so he's going to be fine. Meanwhile, mid though, Gunner's struggling with last hitting. KXY has a massive damage advantage at the moment. 67 base up against the 67 up against the 62. Gunner just hit that extra level. Coin Blade did also get a nerf as well, but of course it's not really going to matter too much because both these heroes have one. It's now down from 18 damage to the 15. We've also got buffed up by 1 for any of these ranged heroes. But up top, don't pay too much attention here at the moment. Let's see how it's going at the moment here. Sammy Boy and Ski up against Michael and Pepito. He's going to get the pull off. Gonna get aggressive as soon as the pull comes through, so Sammy Boy's in trouble. Peter has the odds. First blood might occur here, and it will. Michael will claim it. Really nicely done from them. I mean, that's just a heads-up play. You see Husky go and try and pull, and Sammy Boy just doesn't back himself off fast enough. So, unfortunately, I mean, this is going to be how this lane will fare. You got the Stroke of Fate for the slow, then the bonus movement speed in Inkswell, and the overwhelming odds should allow the Legion to always get on top of the Terrorblade. So it looks like Zoomers are going to try and win multiple lanes with this. You know, the good thing about the Terrorblade is you can, you know, go back and farm the jungle at a very fast rate, but I gotta be worried that, I mean, they don't have kill threat though. Remember how I said, like, you know, Terrorblade really wants a hero with a stun in the lane, and you don't have that with the arrow. Like, that's not a guaranteed. You have no one to set up for it. So I like this TP rotation. The only issue is I believe Ocean's gonna get scouted out here with the ward. Let's see, they don't, yeah, there we go. They see him. And the lane's also kind of getting shoved in as well. Let's try and get the pull. Does he have the Stroke of Fate to cancel this? He does. Alright, should we get both of them? Very nicely done. Mid though, Void's falling low. Gunner, can he secure this? KXY is going to be able to drag him back with the 8th remnant, so it just gets a little bit away. It can pop a Salve now to regen up. So this does leave Monkeys now solo, which I think is rough. Like, Excel is just going to run it in with boots and battery assault. Might try and drag the lane back and get level 3. So here they go for Peter. Sammy Boy's even got that level 2 in the Metamorphosis, so this is going to be a kill. Can they give it to Sammy Boy? They cannot. Unfortunately, Husky will claim it. I like that though. You were kind of, nothing was happening, but they weren't really getting too much, and I think you were trying to win too many of your lanes in a way. Like you were trying to not. Hang on, Gunner. Excel's gonna haste as well. Gunner makes it up, but Excel's gonna be able to chase him here down towards the tier 1 tower. Cogs doesn't trap him in. Husky's still gonna try and follow up, at least takes away the Salve. Yeah, it felt like the Zoomers were gonna try and win win top and bot, then just guaranteeing 1 win. Gunner's still, I mean, Husky's gonna be able to find a car here, which is pretty nice. But Gunner's, Jesus man, that Stroke of Fate almost on the mark. What level was it? It was level 2, so that could have been enough to find the kill, honestly. But top, Pepito. There's only level 1 up in the tag team. We have seen the 1-1-1 build. My only issue with the 1-1-1 build is you see he's got no mana. You know, that's just extra. You've got a very low mana pool. Your tag team's been increased constantly over time. Michael has that Inkswell timing really nice to them. But this start, I mean, it's going relatively well. I mean, it's even 1 kill apiece. I do have this net worth lead at the moment, as we're going to see the bounties. It will be even once Radiant claim their 1 down bot, but Arrow, just off the mark there. Nice double down. They're going to try and bait here, but it looks like Phantom Lance is still caught out. Like, Husky can chase, and with the leap, he's going to be able to block off the Phantom Lance, so this is a big kill from them. This is with a catapult wave as well, and PL can't really come back down to bot without a support. Do they have any TPs? Grim does, Clockwork does not. He's trying to really pressure out mid. I like this switch up. Like you put, now you've got kill threat with the Tusk and the Terrorblade. They're diving mid though. Gonna maybe find Ocean blocks off Excel. Gun is still not level 6, but it's still gonna be a decent amount of damage even with the wraparound arrow on the mark. Clockwork will pay the price here. Beautifully done. Husky's making some very good movements this game. You know, that first couple of minutes of supports were lacking on Zoomers, but I think they swapped up the lanes now at a really good rate. And Miran is going to be able to utilize, you know, with the Venge here, you put the Tusk and the Terrorblade together. So Phantom Lantern will be able to come back down bot. Just the fact that the Miran had to left the lane, so that extra here wasn't really able to pressure. But they do even force Excel to come down here as well, so Monkeys could be in trouble though. Those are boots, but I believe he's just going to get chased down here eventually. Magic Missile holds back Excel, but he does have the 360 movement speed to the 335. And now even with that lance slowing him down, Monkeys, it will get chased down. It's going to try and drag this out for as long as possible. The battery cell does wear off, but yeah, no way he can survive here. Let's see, what's occurring across the side of the map though, Husky? He'll be finding what's up there on top of the lane, but Peter's in trouble. Semi-Boy's got 3 points up in the Morphus here, and now with the snowball for the stun lockdown. KYXY should be able to at least clean up Ocean here for a return kill, but that's a position 3 for your support.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And then KXY as well. There's so many similar ones. I think I said KYXY. Good old, everyone's so similar with these names. I'm now replaying it back in my head. I'm like, yeah, I definitely said that wrong. Monkeys again. Yeah, it's getting to a stage where you can't really play down this bottom side unless you have another +1 with you. So Ocean's going to be able to join them, but it looks like now, I mean, where's the Terrorblade? Terrorblade's going to go mid. Semi's just going to try and kind of play around mid and play around the jungle. And I think Gun is going to make these, you know, roaming movements. He's got the level 6. He's also got this Javelin completed, so it's going to be nice for him. I feel like guys still like kind of want these items. You know, Terrorblade's pretty slow hero. Phantom Lance is pretty slow as well. The rest of the Radiant going to make plays. You see he's trying to cut out tops. This tower will get pressured. Even KXY is going to be able to join the Gunner. Can't get the fault bounce back. I mean, I don't think you find this kill. He's got Astral Step. I say that though. Hang on, Gunner. Perfectly placed, man. Whew. No point in to simulate there. He's pretty big in our Ocean. Okay, KXY, so should be fine. He's got an Astral Step charge. Actually goes aggressively here now with the Snowball. Gunner, not enough. He's got the protection of the Resonant Pulse here, and Ocean's caught out with the cogs. Really nicely done from Excel. Going to be able to bring down the Tusker. Gunner, oh, the Javelin might be able to find another one. Gunner, no, the creeps body block him. They drag it back to the Remnant. He's going to be careful now. Husky with a double leap forward, but I don't think it's enough to kill off the Void Screw. He's still got the Resonant Pulse to be able to utilize it once again. Gunner back in the swashbuckle from downtown. They trade double kills here. Gunner's going to be fine as well. That ward scouting up. Alright, Gunner. Ooh, he's going to get the bottle refilled as well. Ocean's even going to clarity if he wants to give it to him, but no, he should be fine. Ooh, Rope Jelly. Let's go. Who's got the other one? Semi-Boy does. All right. So good start. I mean, we got 11 kills already. 9 minutes into the game. We're about to have the first 10-minute interval. Please, someone hold the shovel. Dire already have all their neutrals though. They're farming these up a lot faster. You know, Radiant don't really have a neutral farming lineup. The Phantom Lancer can do it relatively well, but you know, Legion's not too good. What is he actually maxed out? You know, 3 points odds. Okay, so only level 6. There's 930 in though, but we're gonna see the movement down bot. Remember, both teams, they can only control one outpost until the T2s are claimed. I feel like I'll probably say that a couple more times until, you know, the patch has been out for a bit. Gun is just rushing this Maelstrom though. It's going to be a great way for him to find his farm in our Ocean as well. Arrows on the mark. KXY's going to try and deal with the backline in Husky. Doesn't have any leap charge, but now the Snowball protects him. Actually down on top of the river there. So not going to be able to find out one. Clockwork even dies off the side. Gunner finds a solo kill, but now with the swap back. Doppelganger is available. He's holding on to it for the next magic missile, but Radiant. And there's no protection coming through. They're in trouble, Monkeys. If you can find the real one, he's got the missile to follow up as well. And now with the arrow, clean up the kill. Peter's going to TP forward. He's got the jewel, but I don't think Monkeys dies here. I don't think anyone dies unless they bring more heroes from Infamous. There'll be a TP followed in from Grimshaw. That's a little bit too late there. And now Tower's getting pressured up mid. Semi-Boy with the catapult wave. Max out Metamorphosis as well.
The prize is mine.
Dire. They don't have a cinch in the vicinity, so they're not going to scout out KXY. 3,000 net worth lead now all of a sudden for the boys on Zoomies. I mean, Sammy Boy's just having a free time here up around the Ancients. We're seeing him go for the Sanjin Yasha. Just going to be able to... I mean, Sanjin Yasha is a pretty nutty item. I think what it's able to provide you... Your Manta's really good on Terrorblade, but I'm kind of surprised still. It just allows you to come online a little bit faster. We're seeing kind of the morph thing. Oh, okay, XY, nicely done. He kills off monkeys. Did he TP top? He did.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, what it provides you, just the tankiness. Any little bit of status resistance. As soon as I see an item with status resistance, I'm like, alright, that's worth it, whatever. You get this item, it's pretty goddamn pog. Just does so much for you. They're trying to bait out the Phantom Lancer. Gunner's in trouble. Dodges the hook shot, and up the Inkswell will stun him up. They've got the silence as well from the Phantom's Breeze. Gunner swashbuckle back up though, makes it the tree line, but unfortunately the Phantom Lancer's in hot pursuit at the moment. Now Husky, he's in trouble as well. Infamous, they bring the Goon Squad to the top side, but it looks like Dire still want to try and take a fight here. Ocean. Tipping forward. Even Monkey's going to try and run himself to this lane. You know, Sammy Boy constantly putting pressure mid, so it forces Pepita to try and protect the tower here. They might wrap all the way around. This really nice play from them. They got the ward as well, so Sammy Boy's in trouble. He does have the Sunned up with the smoke up. Excel's going to find him. Battery Cell's going to make it very difficult, but at least he has the illusion to try and take it up. And now Excel, runs straight to double damage, and they're going to swap him out, but it doesn't matter. Monkey, no, he'll claim the kill, and also they get a majority of the cogs as well. And now with the DD, does he have meta? Yeah, up in 7. So let's see if 4 Zoomers want to try and put pressure on the tower. They should be able to take it. Michael could be the target. Instead, they move a little bit forward on KXY, but the arrow's off the market. Quick to simulate. Now, do they want to get the jewel as well? Soulblind, but he's able to protect himself with a snowball. Now they're moving forward. Sunder's out. Peter's in trouble. They have the damage. No, they don't. Shard still blocks him in. Ocean's in trouble. It's immense amount of damage here. They find out the Terrible. Cold's pushing back. He's already used the Sunder, so Sammy Boy's going to end up dropping. They also get the jewel victory on Pepita. A really nice fight there from Infamous as they clean up 2. You didn't have Gunner. TP was on cooldown. I mean, Gunner there at that fight, I think, just completely turns it on his head for Zoomers. So unfortunately, just a fight where they don't have everyone. Yes, of course, the Phantom Lance is not really going to show up. So, you know, it's a 4-on-4, but it's a lot more impactful if you have your Pango there instead. And in the meantime, how is PL going? You know, is very close to the Diffuser Blade. Already has the double Blade of Alacrity. Now it's completed. So this is big. This first item Diffuser is going to allow the Phantom Lancer to be able to join these fights a little bit earlier. And his net worth lead's kind of, you know, getting slowly diminishing. Not by much. It was around 3,000 the highest. Now it's dropped down, but they have successfully scanned up Sammy Boy. They might try and, yeah, they're going to smoke up and infiltrate here. Sammy Boy, he's in trouble, man. Uh-oh. Ow! Here we go, the lead forward. Sammy Boy, no protection. Sundron could only wouldn't even get a chance to get it off if he had it anyway. More dual victories. Up 20 now for Pepita. Really nicely done from Radiant. That's a nice movement. And now this tower mid, they might slowly start the pressure. You know, they don't have the greatest lineup to take objectives. That is the one big thing of the heroes. Like, you know, PL needs items till he really wants to hit towers. Void Spirit's not really a tower hitter. You know, Legion is okay, but you're not, you know, he's not going to be the one hitting objectives, so. And Zoomers are well aware, like this T1 tower mid swap, they might be able to chain lock it down. They're right next to the cliff as well for the Phantom Lancer. Arrows on the mark, and Albert Roar's punch sends him up into heaven. And Void Spirit, he's in trouble as well. Perfect fight from Gunner. It's exactly what we were expecting if he was going to take that fight previously towards the tier 1 where Zoomers lost it. But now, I mean, he shows up at this one and he just takes over, man. A really nice rolling thunder, bouncing back and forth. And that's that power point. You know, Pangolese really need to be aware of where they take these team fights. If you put them, you know, around the cliffs where you can constantly be back and forth with the chain lockdown, and really nicely done from 4 Zoomers. They clean up 2, they go to tier 1 tower, and I love how aware they are of, you know, how important this tier 1 mid is. Sammy Boy. Yeah, this is going to get popped here. He's got the Sunder. Excel's going to move forward. But look at the damage, man. Excel gets shredded. He doesn't have money for the Sunder, but now Jewel's going to come through. Terribly will end up falling. They've got the dots as well. Monkey's going to get chased down. Ocean's in trouble as well. Phantom Lancer should be able to deal with the second as they've got the Sentry on the backline here. Ocean's no snowball available. A back and forth sort of game. They do lose Excel, but it's not going to matter as lose 3. might even have pressure on top of the tier 1 tower here. PL top of the net worth. You know, PL's going unchecked at the moment. You're working on the Ags next, but yeah, what I was trying to say is that I think this tier 1 tower, tier 1 mid and bot are really important to be able to protect this kind of triangle camp. It's not as good as what it used to be. Definitely not as good as Radiance as well. But it's the fact that you... Actually, whose is better? Because these are so close together, whereas you can kind of draw these together. It's a little bit more difficult. But it's the fact that Radiant now have Ancients around the Roche Pit as well, which I think is important. But yeah, like I was saying, I mean, tier 1 mid, if you claim all the tier 1s, then Radiant do exactly what they're doing now. They just take over the Ancients, and where the Terrorblade wants to farm. You know, they got this deep ward as well, where Ocean is underneath vision. Okay, expired with the Arcane Rune, straight on top of him. He's able to get the snowball out, but it looks like Repeater can follow up with Jewel, and they'll have plenty of damage to be able to secure another victory, but they're not done. Diving Monkeys forever in with the TP rotations. Gunner's going to commit this here. He's got the ultimate up in Soulbind. Gunner's in trouble here, still able to get it off in the meantime. I don't know if he's got the damage to be able to kill off anyone. Still committing forward. KXY, they'll be fine. See, as soon as that Soulbind comes out, it really hinders the Pango. So, I mean, lucky that the Tusk died that fast, but is gonna go to Ags now completed actually? No, so he's going back for the Eels, it looks like. Interesting. Well, the Eels it's going to give you a really nice chain lockdown. See, alright. That's one thing on the harp on. Oh, Excel went back into the arrow. They... Such a good voice line, man. Such a good voice line, but... they just changed again. They increased the range of where neutral items won't spawn if there's an enemy inside the vicinity. So, I thought Clockwork was close enough where that neutral item wouldn't have spawned. It didn't matter. But I think it is still important because, you know, there's so many times like where you just have these neutral items completely yoinked for no reason. Pepito. Reveals the blink there. What did they put the... Let's try and see if I can find it. It's gonna take too long. Doesn't matter about it. I know they did up it at least, but... Alright, Infamous, they get a 1,000 net worth lead at the moment. It's fluctuating back and forth. Phantom Lance is still getting an immense amount of farm, though. And they're going to smoke up and try and make a movement. PL really doesn't want to get too aggressive until the man... Like, Diffusal Blade Manta is his big power spike for him. Still with that first item, like, you can still fight. But it looks like Infamous are like, no, you get your farm, you get your items, where we're pretty happy with making this 4-man movement. He can still link up and join with them if they want, but you take a look how aggressive Infamous want to be. Like, this ward down bot, now the ward top as well. Gunner, nicely done. Gets the ultimate off, and now they're going to try and turn with the TP rotations. KXY to simulate last second. Michael's going to get stunned up here, but now where's the fall? They don't have the guaranteed stuns, but it looks like Pango just shreds down the Grimstroke, sent up, and nothing they can do. But now with blink forward, Ocean is in trouble here. Semi-Boy's in the background with the Metamorphosis. It's a lot of damage. Now with the swap as well, Ocean's going to be protected through the... Becomes a Phantom Lance, and they can't really deal with the illusions at the moment, but it looks like Infamous can't take the fight. With 3 heroes dead, they don't clean up anyone, and now they're hunting for more as Gunner. They dodge the arrow. Phantom Lance is in trouble though. Like, he's got nothing to be able to utilize with the Phantom Rush. They chase him down. Gunner falling low, but they put this swashbuckle up. They constantly block him in. I mean, he's just going to have to man fight and try and kill whoever he can. Even KYXY might come as well. KXY, what can he do here? The simulator's a decent amount of damage, but they still find the Phantom Lance at the last second. And a Void Spirit, he'll finally get chased down as well. So they kill off Monkeys, but he doesn't have any actual steps to be able to utilize. Radiant are back alive though. Let's see what they can do with this. So by now, Excel's going to try and help out, but the damage from Gun is way too much to deal with. Now on top of the high ground as well, Grimstroke will fall. They don't have any more of the Metamorphoses. There is a DD, but I don't think they clean the DD and then Roche.
Amazing what you'll find.
Really skewed fight, but I mean, Dive got a 5,000 net worth lead all of a sudden. Semi-Boy on top of the net worth. I mean, he's got 3,700 gold, you know, multiple bounties they can claim. They got all the top ones and potentially going to make it all 4 as well. I ain't gonna lie, I'm still trying to find that neutral item thing in the patch, but I can't find it. I know they changed it. Like, I swear I'm not. Oh, neutral items were no. Neutral items nearby drop restriction.
bounty.
So they did up it. I just wanted to know what the range was. Very good fight though for Dyer coming through. I mean, just kind of the bait from Gunner. That started all the way by the tier 2 tower where they couldn't find the jump on Gunner. Like, he was just able to get the ultimate off fast enough. And you know, Zoomers bring the Goon squad and they show up fast. And that's the potential though. Like, I hope Ocean, yeah, he's going Blink next. I mean, this is so important. We highlighted that Zoomers have multiple ways to be able to deal with the duel. You got the swap, which we saw last fight. You got Blink onto the snowball as well. So being able to find this duel victory is not going to be easy for Pepita. Shots, Michael, I think he's blocked off here. He gets the silence, but the arrow does connect on top of the clockwork, and now they're stuck in the river, so it's going to be a perfect spot for Gunner to be able to utilize the Rolling Thunder. They clean up one, can he get around for the next? Beautiful use of the shield crash. Right next to Roche, you love to see it. They're going to have to buy back and deal with this. I don't know where the DD went. Did they pick, yeah, Sammy Boy's already picked it up, but look at it go, it doesn't matter, man. They got tag team, they got Medallion, minus under the way the Terror and the Lucky Shot. They just ripped through it, it doesn't even matter. Oh my lord, and what do you do now? They're going to have to give this up. Pepita's going to try and maybe steal this potentially with the win for Pepita. He's in trouble now. Sent up, brought back down. KXY as well. He's got them simulate, but now with the snowball fall, Peter dragged them over. Excel, save with the Void Spirit stumped up, and now Sammy Boy commits for the Metamorphosis. And damage going to be too much for Infamous to deal with. They might lose everyone. Even the Phantom Lancer shows up for this fight, but you can't take this, brother. Infamous just a little bit too late to try and protect for a shot. The Phantom Lancer all against the world, but as soon as they find the real one, he'll end up falling. Zoom is starting to take over this game, and it's 8,000 net worth lead. I mean, that just shows, man, the physical damage. They don't give a damn about a DD, about you know, to try and take Roche. All of them just enable it. Lucky Shot so good against Roche. One that disarm, but also the minus armor. They find another one. No. You know, tag team, Medallion, Wave of Terror. You got Vlads as well. Like, they might say frickin' and go high gun, but they don't have long on metamorphosis, which is the big issue. And now Sammy Boy's got he's got an item advantage now. Like with this butterfly, you know, he's not too far ahead, 3,000 gold ahead, but it feels like this butterfly is going to be a lot more impactful than the Manta. Okay, so he's going to move forward. They get the Eagle Set throughout, but another damage. Can they get the snowball fast enough? It looks like the Storm's going to go prevent this. Monkeys though protected. Sammy Boy, nice thunder. He's still in trouble though. Dire falling relatively low. They'll clean up Ocean. Another swap. Monkeys inside the cones. Not really where you want to be, but everyone else is able to disengage. Gunner, he's got TP. He does. Might try and kill the clockwork before the disengage. No, he's out of it. No, Jesus, man, it's way too close. Husky? Husky? One more right click. Orchid's out though. He doesn't have leap charges. No, they missed all that. Oh my god. I don't know how that man can just double leap forward. Right click. That's how. I don't know. That's pretty much that voice line. That's how I feel. I don't know how you can double leap forward, find that kill, and somehow TP out. That blows my mind. But Zumi's 9,000 net worth lead at the moment for them. And Infamous, you're really just relying on this Phantom Lancer being able to find the farm now. And he's trying to go for the heart next, but it feels like, you know, 4 Zoomers might just wait until you got Metamorphoses and you will just probably start pushing objectives. Like, you've got Ages for another 2 minutes 30 here. KXY could be in trouble as well. In fact, they might even catch out Excel, but the ward's going to protect him. Potentially saw that ward get placed as well behind the tier 2 tower here. Right, Phantom Lancer's doing a relatively good job of keeping top pushed out, but who do they find? Uh-oh, Excel, hook shot, no, just off the mark there. So won't be able to dip out of the aggression that's coming out from Zoomers. They'll find another. Do they just want to walk mid? Because now the shards as well. Michael's in trouble to swap back into the snowball. Beautifully done from Monkeys and Ocean. Claim 2, claim tier 3, and now let's go for more. They got the Ages. They're going to try and kill off the creeps mid. They do so successfully on the Phantom Lancer. But you need a way to kill the creeps at the moment. Looks like the Stroke of Fate's going to do so successfully. Now they're not going to have backdoor protection for a while. Semi-Boy should be able to get the melee, potentially even the range as well before it comes back up. So they get a full set. Nothing more they can claim here. The side lanes are getting shoved out though, so at least that's a relatively good sign for Radiant that they won't lose any more objectives. But Zoom is just playing out of their mind at the moment. Like, Sammy Boy is getting incredibly farmed. Almost Satanic completed. How are you going to kill this man through Satanic? Because you don't have really the lockdown. Remember, we brought up that, you know, Jules not a guaranteed way with Swap, with Blink now on Ocean.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And I think the only hope that Infamous has is standing around this top side of the Observer Ward and hoping that Dire just run up blindly and, you know, somehow bursting someone down.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Sammy Boy's gonna have double status resistance as well, which is don't even get me started on status resistance. You guys probably already heard me speak about it enough today. I think that I'm really surprised they didn't do much about status resistance through the patch. Actually,
Has fallen.
we saw people starting to just go like first item Sanjin Yasha, second item like Satanic.
Is under attack.
You know, even with just your 3 items combined, you know, if you don't go for it straight away, like you just like unclose it, man. You've got so much life still. Status is incredible. Like, I mean, status resistance against Jewel, man. Like, that's pretty important.
Radiant's bottom
It's
tower
almost like
is
half
under
the duel
attack.
duration.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're gonna try and smoke up, see who they can catch here. Tier 2's claim, so they might walk up mid and try and link down towards the bottom push, but
Dire's middle tower is
Radiant,
under attack.
they see that sentry drop. Age is gonna get timed out as well, but Blink forward Ocean. Oh my lord, that's very aggressive. So Age is gone. They got Meta up in 20 seconds here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Okay, Xy's gonna try and come back. He's got the Aghanims. We'll buy out for it. Even Monkey's giving it the treatment. Gotta be careful though, because he's a hero that wants to disengage. Pepito can't really find the opening. This is the issue. Like, if you don't kill, I think you have to duel Ocean, but even if you do, like, Monkeys would just protect him with Swap. And then Sammy Boy as well, like, has Sunder, because now he's got so much life, so it doesn't matter. Breed's just gonna have to slowly poke and prod them, but Dire gonna stand their ground. Metamorphosis popped here from the Terror Blade, so it looks like 4 Zoomers really want to put pressure on top of the racks, and they should be able to do so successfully. Peter, in he goes, straight on top of the Terror Blade. Can they get in range? Got to protect him. Where's the snowball at the last second here? But now with the Soulbind, locks up, going up. Sammy Boy gets his under off for the last second, and now they're going to be able to turn here. Influence, a really difficult fight them to be able to take. And now KXY is outside the base. He doesn't have any more Astral Step Charge. In the meantime, Gun is on the back line as well to get the Ult Scepter out. Where's the follow-up arrow? Not timed to the perfection. But it looks like it doesn't matter with the drop again. They still catch him out with Snowball for the shot, making it very difficult to get back inside the base, but the Phantom Blades will do so successfully, but it doesn't matter here. Zoomers, they've taken another full set of racks, and it looks like they're the ones to end this game. Too soon for Radiant, too soon for the Phantom Lancer to come online, man. A beautiful performance from Zoomers. This game's not over. It's definitely not over, but it really feels hard for them to deal with. For a second, I'm like, hang on, are they actually going to burst on the Terror Blade? They're back forward, Ocean. Can't find the opening. You gotta be careful how long you do stay around, because you don't have meta. Now the backline Monkey's falling low. Snowball protects him once again. They are pretty weak though. You're gonna have to disengage. So they've been trying to utilize the Sun to Pepito. Where's the opening? They don't have the detection, so Dire. They can still fight around this high ground if they really want to, but they're out of there. And that's the thing, man. Like, what do? You try and... honestly, that duel was a lot closer than what I expected, but there's you know, the snowball at the last second, he gets the Sunder out. It just feels like it's very awkward for Infamous to be able to really do anything. I don't know if they have the damage. Like, PL goes hot now. This feels like a desperation smoke. They do have a really nice ward for Peter. Jumps forward. He kills off the Tusker. Monkey's actually not going to try and swap to protect him. So 58 damage for Peter. That is a nice movement from Infamous. I think that's exactly what you have to do. Smoke to your ward. That's kind of... It's really is a desperation smoke. Like, you know the Metamorphosis is on cooldown. Make something happen. You get a kill. Yes, it's just a support, so... not really much getting claimed out of it, and now your base is in shambles as well. Your buffer building is going to get killed off. Even Terrorblade's going to go for a Hellbit next. We like the Hellbit. I mean, more status resistance, more lifesteal amp. Remember, it's capped out at 100%, and it's diminishing now instead of additive. I do need a yeah, what is it? Oh, everything's now diminishing instead of additive. Additively, I should say. Whose gem was that? Was that Huskies? I didn't see. Yep. Alright. They're just gonna have such a big vision advantage. Still haven't even claimed the tier 1 top, but... Ooh, what do you want here? What do they give Semi? They give him the... Okay. Hold the orb destruction. Gun is gonna get the Paladin sword as well. Halberd now completed. So this is what we've been seeing, bro. This is that... This is a... the good old Sanjin Yasha split into Halberd, go back for Manta. I mean, it's a really good Manta game, because the fact that you have the Orchid Silence, that's pretty much the one thing I'm worried about. And already, like, Terrorblade loves Manta regardless, so, you know, we don't really have to... We don't have to convince anyone of why the Manta's good this game, but Infamous feels like they just have to go back to the ways of cutting up the map. You know, bottom mid's getting shoved out. Gonna have to hope they have buybacks here. Excel tries to catch out Husky, but he's gonna be fine. They're wrapping around, man. Excel's battery shots now on cooldown, and you're in trouble. Ocean blinks on cooldown. This could be the opening with Drill if they can find him with the swap. Sammy Boy. Now Tosca's getting low, but they do have the soul man. No, the stun. Bleach. He can't find the opening. He's right next to the wall as well. Look at it go. The Rolling Thunder does so much. Even soul binded up. Sammy's too much damage. 2, 3 down on Infamous. They've got to buy back here, but it just feels like, man, that was like the best possible fight they could have fought, and now PL's in trouble. They'll get the arrow connection. Phantom Lancer gets shredded, has a buyback, but it's not going to matter. This game seems over. 4 Zoomers will take game 1. The G's are dropped, man. That was literally like probably the best scenario they could have got. You cancel the blink on the Tusk, so you could have dueled someone on the higher ground. You try and find, and you get on top of the Pango who's soul binded up, but then just the constant lockdown right on the wall. I mean, Zoom is just
myself.
Holy moly!
Don't be mad.
Holy moly! Holy moly!
Hilarious.
Prepare for a lesson.
Don't be mad.
Greetings. Might wish to retract
我
your
是一
last
个没
comment.
有感情的刷钱机器。
30 seconds to battle. The battle begins.
А ну-ка иди сюда! А вот, все. Все.
Hold.
Denied! Denied.
Don't run off.
Denied.
Don't run off.
Nothing more.
Denied.
Dire's courier has been killed.
That should help.
The prize is mine.
Caves.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Never refuse good given.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Just grace. Rest back.
Not rise in my presence.
Flames will spread thrice. Shade